Here's Obi and Scott. We're hiking out near Highland, Wisconsin, or Castle Rock, Wisconsin, in Snow Bottom State Natural Area. I'm going to show you around this place a little bit and talk about this tiny little microbiome or little teeny ecosystem that exists here. So this place we're at is right on top of a big rock outcropping that is sandstone. It's the same basic sandstone that is makes up the Wisconsin Dells. So that's looking down from one spot here. But then the other thing is that all of these plants exist on top of the sandstone. So there are white pine trees growing here, some pretty big white pines. And a couple of oaks that are actually red oaks, which is kind of surprising. I thought maybe they would be white oak, but they're red oak. There's a ton of moss in just beautiful little mounds here. And this moss and other lichen type plants help to break down the pine needles and leaves, and also the ferns help to create some soil for the plants to grow in here. And since pines shed needles basically all year round, and they're creating the soil on top of this rock, so that's part of how the other plants are able to even exist here. But they also break down the sandstone, so when you look at the ground, you can see that the moss and lichens are growing well, flourishing, but literally, right on top of a giant sandstone rock. This is also, like I said, quite unique because there are these very extreme crevices, or canyons that cleaved this rock. Is very big. I don't know how many feet up we are right off the bottom, but I would say 80 feet. So almost 80 feet up from the bottom of the valley below, and it's a pretty sheer drop down there. I can't actually even see the bottom because it's dark, even though it's super sunny out. So this little canyon is again a super specific ecosystem of its own, and all of this moss grows here on rock that then has trees literally growing out of the rock, which is pretty phenomenal. I'll also show you the view quick. That's Obi choking on something. He's been trying to get something out of a tree over here. Again, I'll show you, this is a little red cedar, and then I'll show you kind of a cool little way to tell white pine from red pine. So this is a white pine, and if you look here, white has 5 letters in it, and if you look at this, the needles here are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like the word white. So it's an easy way to remember white pine from red pine. Red has 3 letters, white has 5. So if it's 5 needles, it's probably a white pine. I'll show you the view out here quick. It's pretty phenomenal. This is looking kind of toward Highland. This view is of another rock outcropping over there. It's actually not on the state land. Again, pretty specific biome here. But then there's the Blue River is down there. It's a tiny stream here, basically, or a small stream. But it's Blue River. Again, it's a very special area with such unique features. Definitely not a place that just anything can live. Very extreme. So this sandstone has been shaped over time by erosion. There are a few bluffs like this around this area, Castle Rock and Highland, of this very unique sandstone. So create some really interesting rock formations and features, but covered with lichens and moss, and then these specific trees that are capable of growing on very limited soil, and essentially by creating their own, so sort of living in a very specific environment that is shared, you know, between the lichens, the mosses, the ferns, and then the trees. The smaller plant matter and lichens aren't actually even a plant, but they break down the sandstone so that the bigger trees can actually root in it. So quite the process, quite the beautiful little area. If you get a chance, it's quite the, there are no real trails, and it's quite the hike to get up here. So hopefully for some of you, you'd be up to the hike and climbing up here. If not, I'm glad you got to see it through my eyes today. So again, as I've been saying, take care, stay socially distant so that you're not spreading or contracting a coronavirus at this time, I guess, and otherwise, don't stay socially isolated. Reach out if you need to talk to somebody, or if you need to see someone. You can do a lot of that virtually now. That's the advantage that we have over previous times in history. So, until then, right here, I'll show you Obi one more time. He's standing there trying to find something that he discovered up in a tree. I'll talk to you again. Take care.